So guys, welcome back to the channel. We're doing something different today that I haven't done before. I wasn't planning on filming this. I have a project I've been working on for months, actually, just when I had a little bit of time. And I'm having issues with my John Deere Gator. It's an old model, it's a 2000 model John Deere Gator, and it just got to where it would start sputtering and die when I was out using it, and wouldn't crank back until it cooled off. And so I have experimented with so many different things, and actually over that time I think I ended up with multiple problems, and that's one of the reasons it's taken me so long to get it back right again. But I put a new fuel pump on it, new fuel filter, of course, I've cleaned the carburetor like 3 times very well. I put a new air filter in it. I've checked the spark arrestor. I've done all kinds of things, checked spark. But I've decided after this latest thing, because the last time that it sat for a while, the battery, it sat so long the battery was low, but it still cranked. And I drove it around for 20 minutes, no problem. It never missed. I could stop and idle, didn't have any issues whatsoever. And then I cut it off and it wouldn't crank back like before. So what I believe, or what I'm focusing on right now, that the problem, I hope the problem is the coil has gone bad, the igniter coil, the ignition coil. And so trying to get to that, even figuring out where it was, has been an issue for me, because I don't have the schematics for it. And more than anything, how to get to it. And so that's what I've been working on since yesterday, is actually getting the fan shroud off to get to the coil. And in all my research, I couldn't find even an explanation of how to do that. I just wanted something to make it a little easier and show me, and I could not find that. Not even just YouTube, but anywhere, any message boards or help, sites, things like that. So I decided just to show you guys what I've done so far, and maybe it'll be helpful for somebody else if you have, a older model Gator like this and having similar problems. This is a low mileage Gator. Really, to be 20 years old now, it has I think 774 hours on it. It was just used to around the farm, check cows and just picking up limbs, things like that, hauling stuff around, but not any really heavy use, and it was not abused in any way. It's always been kept under shelter, things like that. So it's in really good condition. I'm going to show you guys what we're doing and what I've had to remove to get to this shroud, and things that I just couldn't find, and why it's taken me so long. So I have the dump bed off and have had it off for a while. I've actually had the whole thing apart, but it sure makes for a lot easier access for working, and it's really just 2 bolts, and then depending on, I say it depends on if you got the automatic dump. So anyway, the coil that I'm trying to get to is right here under this cover, and to get to it I've had to loosen these 2 bolts, and that one's actually, you can see it right there, that one and that one. Those were the only 2 that were slid in like that were just clamped down. All the others, and they're all the same size, they're all I think 10 millimeter, but had to come all the way out. And let me tell you, they're all of this does not, it's just on top, so it should slide out with that still there. Let's see if I can get it out. I hope I can get it out, because the rod for the brake is right there in the way. But anyway, without taking too much more stuff off, but the biggest issue is there's just bolts that you can't see, and you don't see. There's one here, there's another one in the back right there, there's 2 more on this side, and one of them's down low. The one that gave me the most trouble is way back in here, and so all my extensions were the wrong length to get that without all this being in the way, either the cover itself or the rod or the frame. And anyway, I finally managed to get one that I could fit in this little slot and work it loose enough that I could hand turn it out. But like I said, that was the worst one by far to get it out. And I'm gonna set this down so I can use two hands here, and we'll come back and show you once I get it slid out. So we got it pulled back here. And here, excuse me, is the coil that we got to get off. And I think there's just two bolts in there that we got to take out. It's a little worse for wear. Like I say, it doesn't have a lot of hours on it, but it's, you know, got some age on it, so it's pretty dirty. And I don't know that cover's ever been off. I doubt it. So we need to unhook that and take this off, and I'm gonna figure out specifically which model coil that I have, which type, so I can order a new one. I didn't want to order one and it be the wrong one. And I had a pretty good idea from my research, but still, no point. If I can get the original and compare it, I'd much rather do that. So that's the next project. So we're back. We finally got our new ignition coil in, and the old one out. I can't remember, it's been so long since I did the last filming, if I had that on video or not, but this is the old one, and I don't know, it's fairly rusted looking. I don't know if it's you know, the problem or not. I hope it is, because I feel like I've ruled out about everything else I know to rule out, and that's been my luck. I'm just not blessed with mechanical abilities. I mean, I fix a lot of things, but it's kicking and screaming the whole way as far as getting it to work. It seems like every time I try to diagnose something, it ends up being the very last thing that I try, and after all the time and expense, you know, on that just to get it running. So, but if I wasn't so stubborn, you know, and poor, I would take it to somebody else. But I like learning in the first place, and so I got to take the spark plug cap and this little cover this off of there, a few little pieces, and get it on here, and we will then put it back on the Gator and see if it works, see if we can get it cranked and more off. All right, so we got the pieces off the old one that we needed, the covers and all the rubber off of it, on to the new one. And I'm going to try, I forgot when I said hoped we could do this today, that how many daggum bolts there were to get that cover back on. So I don't know if that's going to be a possibility or not, but at least I'm hoping we can make some progress here. And y'all probably can't see it, but it's so far down in there and I can't get the camera. But I'm just taking it, you know, putting it back just like I took it out, so it's not really a learning process, I don't think, here. And we got the top bolt started. Can't see what I'm doing either, let alone show you guys. Just having to go by feel here. Now I could skip all this part, and I might do it, and I might cut it out, or I'm sure I'm fast forward through some of this, but show you that I feel like a lot of these videos you see, you don't really get a good understanding of how much work or how much time is actually involved. Alright, we got that. Now we gotta get this fan cover back on. All right, we got the cover back on, and just going to go around and put all these bolts back, but we got that many bolts I got to get back in, and I will spare y'all the visual of me straining to get all that back together, but we'll come back when we get that done. All right, we just halfway had to put it back together right now because I didn't want to. That was not it, or if I didn't have everything right, I didn't want to have all of it put fastened back down if I had to go back and make more adjustments. So I'm just going to see if the thing will even crank right now. That's exciting. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic, so the fact that it cranked at all is impressive. Well, that's a good sign for today. That's the first time it's recranked. It had not run very long to warm up, so I'm not for sure, that we have it fixed yet. But if that's it, man, I'm ready to do backflips. I can't tell you how long I've been fooling with this, just trying to work through the various potential problems it could be. But tomorrow, when I got more light, and well, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I don't know how much I'll get to work on it or not, but I'll come put it back together and put all my air filter and all that clamps and everything back on, and tighten everything down good, and then give it a real test. And so we'll try it then and let you know how it goes. Fingers crossed, but I'm very hopeful. I need something to work out. It's just, y'all know it's been that kind of year for everybody. So it'd be nice to have something. And I've really missed not having this thing operational. You don't realize how much you use it until it's not working. But until next time. Hey everybody, it's the next day. Just gonna bring y'all along with us. I had to stop last night and haul firewood to the house. It was low there on that. So just got a notice pop up as I'm filming this that light range is starting in 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to get this put back together and everything tightened down as quick as I can, and then drive it around and let it get warmed up and cut it off, and then see if it'll crank back. So that's the plan. And tell you what, I have so much respect for mechanics. It just does not come easy to me. It's one of those things where it like turns 3 or 4 rotations and then hangs. And then you gotta use a tool, and then it sticks again, and then it'll turn 3 or 4 more rotations. But it's not enough for the ratchet to actually, it's not enough resistance for the ratchet to actually work like it's supposed to. Guess what? We got one left, and I don't know where it goes. Well, there we go down there, y'all. You can see that's the one I'm missing. So I gotta get that last one in, and then tighten all the rest of them up. That one obviously is not in all the way. We've gotta, so that's where we are. Try to get back to it. All right, we're back. An eternity later, after trying to access all those hard to reach bolts with inadequate tools. But anyway, we've got it. Hopefully everything in there and tight. And gonna try to crank it up and ride it around and see how it goes. well, I didn't ride it around as much as I probably would have. One is cold, and that's chilly, and the other is it's starting to rain. It held off a lot longer than it said it was going to, so I was thankful that I at least got to ride it around without getting soaked. So that's a big help. But I'm gonna try. Y'all are just seeing it for the first time with me, so I don't know if it's gonna crank back or if it's not. But here we go. Ooh, Lord, please be with us today. This has been a lot of time after we missed it. Well, guys, y'all saw it. I was holding my breath, but that was so indeed it does look like that a bad coil was our problem, and I hope that, you know, this helps somebody. Like I say, for mechanics, this is going to be nothing and just a waste of your time watching it. But if anybody's like me and just trying to kind of figure it out as they go and looking for resources, maybe this will help you. Or give you just a little bit anyway. But appreciate you watching, and if you would hit that like button, that'd be great too. Thanks again, and y'all come back and see us.